Yutog Yontan Gonpo was a doctor of the 12th century, Tibetan doctor. He's regarded as a physician king. So Yutog Yontan Gonpo was also belonged to the Nyingma tradition, essentially, and he was the treasure discoverer of what's called a Nyingtig, the Yutog Nyingtig. And this is a set of meditations that relate also to the four medical tantras. So it's a set of meditations, it's also a set of protector deities and different practices. So Yutog Yontan Gonpo is also a complicated subject because in there's a controversy in Tibetan history as to whether or not there was an earlier Yutog Yontan Gonpo who lived at the time of Songtsen Gonpo or Trisung Detsen this time. So there is this idea that there are two, the elder and the younger, and the 12th century Yutog Yontan Gonpo would be regarded as the younger. Now, we actually do not find any art for Yutog Yontan Gonpo, either of them, prior to the 17th century. It may exist, it may be out there, but it's we just haven't seen it yet. The majority, the art we do see is predominantly Gelugpa, not all of it, but predominantly, and it really is coming out of really based on the writings of Desi Sangye Gyatso. He's the final regent of the fifth Dalai Lama. So this Yutog Yontan Gonpo, he's he's a layman. He's depicted with long hair, with flowing robes, multicolored, often depicted with a lotus above each shoulder. The flower blossom on the right has a Vajran bell. The flower blossom on the left can have a long life vase or a healing vase, a medicine vase. Or that could actually be in his lap. He could be holding that in his left hand in his lap. So we do have sculpture and we have painting of these two figures, but we also find a variation with the Palpung style painting and with Situ Penchen Chukijungne. We don't know if he designed it or someone else did, but we find a version of Yutog Yontan Gonpo where he's actually holding a vase in his left hand and he's holding the very sacred, very profound Myrobalan fruit in his upraised right hand. Again depicted as a layman with multicolored clothing. So this is this new style of depicting Yutog Yontan Gonpo would be based out of Palpung Monastery, and that would be 18th century. So we have these two versions, these two forms, and we do have some with the different medical paintings, the different traditions. We really have one type of medical painting set designed by Desi Sangye Gyatso. And at the top of that, in the early compositions in the series, then we can have lineage teachers at the top, the important medical doctors of Tibet, or what are believed to be the medical doctors of the distant past of the first millennium, and going back to India and to Nagarjuna and to other great Buddhist teachers who were also doctors or who wrote about medicine. So we can find Yutog Yontan Gonpo in some of these lineage depictions, but again, these are late. These are late 17th century creations. So we just do not have early images of Yutog Yontan Gonpo, the younger or the possibly mythological Yutog Yontan Gonpo, the elder. Now, there is some evidence for an elder Yutog Yontan Gonpo, possibly mentioned in a biography of an early biography of Atisha, where Atisha read the name of Yutog Yontan Gonpo. But this needs to be proven a little bit more with a little bit more evidence as to this Elder Yutog Yontan Gonpo. So it's not a really big subject, but it is a little bit controversial in medical circles. This subject of Yutog Yontan Gonpo, is there one, is there two, is there an elder, is there a younger? So this is just touching on the subject.